A major seller of Magic the Gathering cards has been caught up in a shill bidding controversy with eBay.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The Magic Historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. My friends, I hope the day finds you well. There has been a major situation unfolding that involves Magic the Gathering, eBay auctions, and shill bidding. It's so big, in fact, that eBay itself has made an announcement about what's going on. So this involves a company known as PWCC. Okay, now this is a massive organization that is responsible for a wide range of eBay sales. Now this seems to be mostly focused on the collectibles market with a big focus on collectible cards. Okay, so we're talking things like sports cards, other card games, and obviously, for our purposes, Magic the Gathering as well. So I'm going to put up on the screen an announcement that was put out by eBay basically saying what's going down. So it says, as one of the world's largest marketplaces, eBay has policies in place to protect our buyers and sellers. eBay was founded on trust, and we work every day to ensure a fair and positive experience for the entire eBay community. eBay's obviously a massive organization. Now, recently it was determined that individuals associated with a trading card seller, PWCC, have engaged in shill bidding. And that is an interesting term. I like how they have it in quotation marks because I guess it's just sort of a slang concept. So this continues onwards. Shill bidding, which is prohibited on eBay. As a result, eBay has restricted PWCC's selling privileges and listings effective today. eBay's policies and standards were designed to ensure a trusted marketplace where our community can transact with confidence. If we determine that a buyer or seller is not acting in good faith, eBay takes this seriously and takes action. Our customer service team will work directly with anyone who has a question about a recent PWCC transaction. And then they include a link to everyone who this was sent out to. eBay is the destination for buying and selling trading cards, built over 25 years with our passionate community of collectors and sellers as partners on that journey. Trust is the cornerstone of eBay, which is why we felt it was important to share this information with our community. We assure you that eBay will continue to take actions to deliver on our commitment. So, first of all, from eBay's perspective, they have to do something about these kind of scenarios. eBay is 100% correct that their business model is based around trust. And if people can't trust that eBay is being used in good faith, then it's going to make it difficult to have them do business transactions on eBay. So, the background information that you're going to need to kind of fill in the blanks if you don't understand. First of all, PWCC deals with a high volume of products and not just cheap, low-level stuff, right? They have very expensive sports cards listed. They have very expensive Magic the Gathering card lists. So basically, I took a look, did a quick search, and found a number of Power 9 cards. So we're talking about expensive Moxes, Time Twister, Time Walk, all that really old school stuff that is very difficult to get your hands on. And in a lot of cases, what they're selling is graded stuff. And that's on the high end. But they also sell things on the lower end of the scale. Obviously, cheaper singles, but even just booster boxes. I saw booster boxes of Kaladesh and Japanese War of the Spark. Now, these are more recent products that don't have huge price tags, right? So they obviously traffic in a wide range of products. So that gives you a rough idea of who we're dealing with. Essentially, they're like an auction house that has all of these listings that were placed by individual sellers and they also offer vault services to store your cards, all that sort of thing. So they are essentially like a middleman overall, connecting buyers and sellers and getting a cut of the profit. So you understand the company that we're dealing with here in the roughest terms, obviously. I'm not going to go into a huge history of it. But you also need to understand for this story what shill bidding is, right? Because that's what this all surrounds. This is what it all hinges upon. This is the problem. So shill bidding is a concept of essentially bad faith bidding that is done either by the company itself or by actors on their behalf, right? People who are affiliated with them or working on their behalf. So the real simple broad strokes of it are, I place an auction with this company, okay? Then this company puts the auction out and it goes live, and bidders can start to go, oh, I want to put $5 on it, I want to put $10 on it. But shill bidding is when somebody who has no intention of buying the card actually drives up the price of the card in an attempt to maximize profit in a bad faith way. Where basically, let's say I worked with this company. So I go, okay, look, they've got this card over here that is probably going to be able to go for $500. So you know what? I've seen people have bid $5, $10. I'm going to bid $250. And then when somebody beats that bid, then I'm going to bid $350, just trying to like move it up incrementally to get to the maximum threshold of price with zero intention of me ever actually paying that price. So it's not really an accurate sort of auction because you have fake bids that are now included. And the way that eBay functions actually makes this a little more insidious. If you're not familiar with how eBay works, right? I don't know if you've ever heard of like eBay sniping, where basically at the last second, you know, people will somewhat bid on things and it'll move at a normal pace. But then right before the auction is about to close, you have people who want to zorp in there at the last second and go, whoa, I got it. You know what I mean? So they try and get it for the optimal price and snag it at the last minute of the auction, which isn't a terribly bad sort of strategy. I've actually seen it in action in my own live streams where people have waited till the last minute of the live stream to snipe the Lord of the Board status, right? So this is a time-tested concept. But what eBay did was they created a way to kind of help people protect themselves from getting last-minute sniped, right? The idea is that, you know, not everybody's going to be able to be online when an auction ends. Let's say somebody's auctioning something on the other side of the world, and the auction's going to end at 4 a.m. for you. Are you really going to get up at 4 a.m. and place bids? No, that's not going to happen, right? So what they did was they allowed you to basically secretly set a number that is the maximum amount you're willing to pay, and then it will auto bid up to that point. So let's say there's something I want to buy and I'm willing to pay up to $100 for it. I can put an initial bid in of $5 and then have it set like, as long as it's less than $100, keep me bidding. So somebody else could come along and bid $10 on the item that I've bid $5 for. And then my auto bidder will turn around and bid $15 on that. And if somebody comes and bids 20, then it'll go 25, and it'll keep moving up in whatever increments. I think you can probably set the increments, but either way, it'll keep moving up in these increments until it hits that ceiling of $100, and then the auto bidder will be shut off, right? I'm no longer going to be bidding on this. So the reason that this is useful is it allows you to not have to be around when an auction ends. But the reason it's a problem in this scenario is it allows these shid bill... Sorry, I just messed that up. These shill bidders. My brain had to take a moment to process. Wait a minute. What did I just say? And I'm like, I said shid. And I'm like, okay, we're fine. I don't have to edit that out of the video. Okay, sorry. The shill bidder, let's be very, very careful here. The shill bidder can come along and go, I'm going to bid this at 15. Oh, look, it automatically got bidded up to 20. So they can try and guess basically, let's say the secondary market for one of these cards is normally around $500. Well, then they can just go, I'll go 300, I'll go 350, I'll go 400. And then the auto bidders that people have set could end up automatically pushing them upwards, right? So you have this scenario where it's a tool that allows these shill bidders to circumvent the system and basically push this up to maximum pricing. So obviously, this is a very bad faith practice to be engaging in. And honestly, I feel like this is going to be massive in terms of the way it affects PWCC's business, because they have a ton of auctions going on, and their website talks about how they're a trusted source that you can use. But now every single one of their listings is going to be under scrutiny to one degree or another, right? Even maybe auctions that were 100% legitimate are going to be looked at askance. This is going to be very damaging to people's trust of the company. And on top of that, I don't know that much about the law, but it feels like this is something that could lead to lawsuits, maybe a class action lawsuit, something like that. Obviously, right away, it's leading to eBay putting restrictions on their selling privileges and listings. Now, I don't know much about eBay because, and this is going to sound crazy and make me sound like an old man, I've only ever used eBay one time to buy a Wii Fitness board, like, God, that would have been 15 years ago or something like that. That's it. That's all I've used eBay for. I've never sold anything on it, and I've only made one purchase through it. So I don't have a lot of up-to-date eBay information, but according to other sources, they've said that when you get into a situation like this, first of all, eBay can limit your ability to put new listings up altogether, and they also hike up the fees that you're being charged as well. Now, I assume that's because eBay will have to do more investigating on their back end or whatever, or it's just some sort of financial punitive setup. I don't know exactly how that's meant to help people who have already had a problem with it. Maybe it's because they're going to go back. I mean, it says right there in the announcement, our customer service team will work directly with anyone who has a question about these recent transactions. So maybe it's the increased manpower that's going to be needed to kind of untangle all this. But we're dealing with a company that is dealing with a crazy amount of people's possessions. And we have no idea how long this sort of shill bidding scenario has been going on. This has to be a big issue for eBay to step up and do something, because from my outside perspective, eBay has always appeared like this gargantuan monolithic sort of company that doesn't really do much about like the number of not all of them, but a number of like smaller bad actors that aren't really doing things that are legitimate on their website. I mean, they stamp down on them as they can, but it feels like they don't take things as insanely seriously as they could overall, and certain things kind of slide by. Again, remember, just one man's opinion from an outside perspective. But I feel like there's a bunch of shady stuff that kind of manages to wend its way through the cracks. And I feel like for eBay to come out and make an actual full-on statement like this means that this is a widespread sort of thing. I feel like if this was something that was only happening with one little particular subset of what PWCC was doing, that it wouldn't be enough for eBay to come out and make this announcement. So to me, this seems like a wide scale situation. And eBay, I mean, even in their announcement, eBay knows that trading cards are big money. It says eBay is the destination for buying and selling trading cards in their announcement. So to me, that says that this isn't some small little subset property where eBay goes, we can let this go off to the side. I mean, one Power 9 card can be $10,000 or more dollars. I saw some of the listings for PWCC at $6,000 or more. So the amount of fees that eBay is making, that PWCC is making on this, is not an insignificant amount of money. This is a fairly scandalous setup, right? We have a huge auctioneer combined with a huge website of eBay and a what will really rock the faith of a lot of Magic buyers and sellers, right? At least the ones who deal with eBay. Because who are you going to deal with going forwards? This is possibly going to create somewhat of a vacuum in terms of market share that may allow for a new company to come in and swoop in and be a more trusted entity. Or if there are other bigger auction houses that maybe don't mess around with these properties, they might be able to step in and swoop up a fair bit of market share. But to me, it's pretty crazy that they were like, you already have this setup where you're able to make a commission on the sales of all these amazing collectibles. Why would you, actually, I know the answer. Greed is the answer. I'm like, why would you risk all that by doing this? And it's like, the answer is to get more money, right? And ultimately, this situation has turned very sour, and instead it looks to me like they're going to end up losing a lot of money as well as the community's trust. But that's just my opinion. I don't know if you find this as fascinating as I do, so let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, an easy way to indicate that is to click the like button, because it lets me and YouTube know. So, big thank you to all my patrons. If you enjoy what I'm doing, consider joining my Patreon, and I will see all of you, my friends, in the next video.